I'm Tara Guzman with Southeast Missouri Food Bank. I'm the Resource Acquisition Specialist here. Basically, a brief overview of what I do is I go out to all of our retail stores, Walmart, Ruler Foods, Aldi, to all of the 16 counties that we cover, and I try to acquire more food through that program. They donate. We have the agencies pick up for the most part. That saves our logistics of going to every 16 counties that we're in. I also deal with a lot of the local farmers in the area. Produce is very hard to acquire. There's not a lot of produce in the area. A lot of people are misconceived by that because we do live in a farming community, but these farms are like feed crops. So we don't have a lot of the produce. So I go around and try to acquire more produce. Watermelons are big, especially down in our southern counties. Like I said, we have 16 counties. We are serving 140 agencies. So those agencies are like you, serving the community. Misconception for food bank and food pantry, we are the food bank. A lot of people call and come by thinking that they get food here. We're basically providing it to those 140 agencies. Can be homeless shelters, senior centers, things like that. Let's see. We run on a staff of about 20. We are part of Feeding Missouri, which is 6 food banks that will cover the entire state of Missouri. During COVID, of course, a lot has changed with our distributions. We have done drive-through distributions, and we have told our agencies that is the best way to serve the community to help reduce the contact that they are getting. The numbers have surpassed any numbers that we've ever seen. Whereas in 2019, we served about 13 million pounds. We have served at the same time last year, we've already served 17 million pounds.
Wow.
Usually it's an increase of maybe 1 million a year. So we have surpassed that by far.
Wow.
Some of our programs, one that you guys are used to is the CSFP, which is Commodity Supplemental Food Program. We serve 5,000 senior citizens a month.
Wow.
And there's a waiting list. I don't know if you guys have a waiting list, but there's probably over 500 senior citizens waiting to get on that list. And for those that don't know, that's a box that weighs about 30 to 50 pounds. I'd say more like the 30-pound range, and shelf-stable food. A lot of times, this is the only food that those senior citizens are getting all month. And it's shelf-stable milk, it's macaroni, anything in your pantry that you can find. And like I said, a lot of these senior citizens, that's all they get all month. So they're living on budgets. With that, they have to be 60 years or older, and they have to have an income level of 130% federal poverty level. We distributed in 2019, 1.6 million pounds of our distribution was that CSFP box out of that 13 million. Then we have the Backpack for Friday program. And the Backpack for Friday program is exactly what it sounds like. Backpacks of food going home to children every Friday. Those bags weigh approximately 9 pounds. We revised that program last year, so that's something new. Last year, we sat down at a table and we taste tested a lot of these foods because we send out surveys getting feedback from these kids, the teachers, the parents of what's good, what's not. And we said, you know what, a lot of this can be changed up. One of the biggest complaints was it was too heavy. A lot of these kids are kindergartners. It's hard for them to pull these bags home. So we did lessen the food, but at that, we also decreased the price from $350 a child per school year to $175. So it's much more affordable. A lot of these teachers and counselors that do these programs for us, they have to do the fundraising, and that's so hard. We know they have so much going on already. So $175 per kid per 36-week school year. So we start delivering usually at the end of August. We end that in April. We do not deliver in December. So this year we are serving about 1,200 kids. That is an increase from last year of 560 some odd kids that we were serving. So that has also increased. A lot of these kids, that is the food that they're eating for the weekend. They're latchkey kids. They have absent parents, whether they're at work, and these kids are feeding themselves. That was another big issue. The cans are now all pop top. Last year they were not. One of the biggest complaints from a lot of my rural communities was they didn't even have can openers. So that was a big thing, changing it all to pop top. There is also no preparation. Last year we had things that had to be prepared. Some macaroni, some like muffins, still had preparation, ramen noodles. I received a report back that a child was eating them dry because they didn't have a means of cooking them. So we made everything pop top, ready to eat. You don't have to have a microwave. You don't have to have a stove. So that really meant a lot to me to see those kids. I go around once a year to all the schools, and the feedback that we have received already this year, they are so pleased with these backpacks now. So, and they're less weight. A lot of times we would send cereal, like I think it was a 3-pound bag of cereal. Cereal you can eat dry, that's not a big deal. But some kids didn't have the milk, the luxury of the milk to even eat it. So we took the cereal out as well. Another program we have is a Better Childhood, ABC Mobile Food Pantry. So our mobile food pantries, they are intended for working class, food insecure families. Those are the families that you and I, we're at work during the day. There are families out there that are at work who cannot get to a mobile food pantry or I'm sorry, a regular brick and mortar pantry. They have odd hours. They may be open once a week or once a month during typical working hours. So these mobile food pantries are intended for those families who have to work during the day. We try to do them after 5 p.m., Monday through Friday, and we also do them on Saturday mornings. An ABC mobile pantry is basically the same thing. You don't get any different food. It's the same menu, but it is for, say, a school district who wants to serve their school district. And if you have a child within that school district, you're able to go to that mobile food pantry. Mobile food pantries, we try to get people to go just to their county. A lot of times that doesn't work, especially out in, say, Carter and Wayne, where it is very few and far between food pantries. And you can go to as many of those as you wish. We do like you to just try to go once a month, especially during COVID, because the food insecurity rates are so high. A regular brick and mortar pantry, you can only go once a month to those. They keep a list and they'll tell you when your next appointment is. And there's no income requirement for that. So ABC and Truck to Table. And we also are, we have the Farm to Food Bank program, which I mentioned before. I go out to the farmers, try to get excessive, blemished, nearly overripe produce. We have the retail store and manufacturing program, Walmart, Sam's. And in 2019, 2.7 million pounds was distributed from that program. We're disaster preparedness. If there, say, a couple of years ago when Doniphan had the flooding, we were able to get a crew out there to deliver water and things like that. Our warehouse has a 1,300 pallet capacity. So at any time, we are able to hold those larger capacities. We have a fleet of 8 vehicles, and you might see them around, big, colorful trucks, and have some kids on there. And we have drivers that are going out and picking up food and delivering food. Most of our agencies pick food up. There is, I think it's 10 cents per pound if you have it delivered. We have a Share the Harvest program. It's deer season right now. So if you know anybody that is a deer hunter and they don't need that meat, they can take it to a local pantry. Like I said, we have 140. They can go to semofoodbank.org and find that list of pantries where they can go on and contact a local pantry to donate that harvest. We also help with SNAP, which is formerly known as food stamps, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. You can call 573-471-1818 and get assistance with filling out that application. I think that's about it. We have several programs. We have TFAP, which is the Emergency Food Assistance Program. That is the sole distributor of USDA boxes. And yeah, I think that covers most of my notes, Tony. We also have the Good Neighbor Pantry here in Sykeston. That is operated on Friday from 10 to 2. As you know, you have the Flame of Hope in East Prairie. And you guys operate the CSFP distribution. You guys also helped with the program that we were involved in, CFAP, COVID Food Assistance Program.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
And Brother Eric helped with that this summer. We are not involved in that currently. The distributor that was given the USDA boxes this round, there were 4 rounds, and we're in the 4th round now. We haven't heard of any extension or any additional rounds coming in the new year. But the distributor that was allocated all of the boxes for Missouri is up in Kansas City this time, and they do not travel this far south. After the round had started, they did contact a local agency, Miss Sherry Maxwell, and she is able to get a load every other week. They did change their distribution, but we were too late getting into that. But she's getting a load every other week, and she's distributing in Charleston. The National Guard has been helping us. The National Guard comes to the food bank. I want to say that their time here has ended, but they were here at the food bank during COVID, helping us pack all those boxes, the CSFP boxes, those mobile food pantries that I was telling you about that were drive-through. Those all had to be packed up. And our volunteers were not able to come in to pack those. So the National Guard came in to help us with that. We also received a special grant to have displaced workers, workers that were in restaurants. We worked with Manpower, and we got those displaced workers to come in here, and we were able to pay them, whereas they had lost their jobs temporarily. So that helped a lot of people in our community as well. Volunteering to bring that back up. We are going to start bringing in groups again at the beginning of the year. We have temperatures taken, we have hand sanitizer, and we will do social distancing with those groups. But if you have a group of 12 or more that can come in and pack boxes, we're going to be opening that back up at the beginning of the year. Of course, donating time is one of the easiest ways to help. We also, we take monetary donations. Every dollar donated to the food bank provides 4 meals. So we are able to stretch those dollars a lot more than if you were to go to the grocery store and just purchase a bag of food. With that being said, we also have virtual food drives because of COVID. We're trying to limit the contact for a traditional food drive and do virtual. You can go to semofoodbank.org and sign up your company for a virtual food drive. There are NAP tax credits. That stands for Neighborhood Assistance Program. And you can call Jen Wood here at 471-1818 or Lisa Church and get details on that program. That program, NAP tax credits, you get tax credits if you have a business in the state of Missouri and you live in the state of Missouri. So all of the small businesses, farmers, things like that, reach out to us. If you'd like to donate, you will get a tax credit. We have fundraising events throughout the year. Our biggest one so far is our full course golf classic, and it provides funds for our children's programs, those ABC mobile food pantries and the Backpack for Friday program. That's what that goes to. We had our 9th annual this past year. We participate in Stamp Out Hunger, where the National Association of Letter Carriers, the bags on the doorknobs. So that, of course, was canceled this year, and they're going all virtual for that. And they are encouraging monetary donations because of COVID.
Could you leave us with the contact information if someone out there has any more questions?
Yes, the main line to Southeast Missouri Food Bank is 573-471-1818. Our physical address is 600 State Highway H. If you'd want to stop by for a tour, we give those. If you'd want to stop by to donate food or monetary donations. Our website is semofoodbank.org. That's SEMOFOODBANK.org. And we're on all the social media sites.